Chief Foreign Editor Robert Parsons, and also joining us, Badis KHENISSA, who is an opposition politician in Algeria. You're from the Talay El Houriat party. Thank you for joining us. What is your reaction to tonight's news? Were you expecting that?
Actually, yeah, we were expecting that. But first of all, we need to clarify some points. In fact, actually, we take note, as the people are doing now. They are glad, it's a fact, but we have also to take care about what's the next steps. What's going on, because actually if it's the same regime who will be in charge of this let's say transition, we will come back to the start point. So that's why we need really to take care about it and think about how we will build this transition in order to be in line with what the people asked for since now 6 weeks.
And when you're talking about the regime, you're talking about the army, the intelligence services, the Bouteflika family, for example?
Actually, it's a known regime since 20 years. Everybody knows that an extra constitutional powers took the power in itself, and now actually they are not taking care about what will think the people in front of that. So I think because they are weak, actually, and that's why we fulfill actually, and we achieve this situation. And the army is just fulfilling his role, let's say, a republican role, and actually it becomes a mandatory duty.
Yeah, apart from the army, we've been talking about that this evening. Obviously, a key power and a key player in what happens next in Algeria. What about the security services? Is this an area which might give you, as a member of the opposition, some concern, the direction in which the security services are going to move as this political scenario develops?
The secret services, if you want, it's a part of the Republic, the Algerian Republic. So I think that it's it's a mistake to make some judgment or some assessment on that. So we need to complete the actions and to be in front of the crisis, actually. So for that, of course, they have to fulfill their obligation, their functions in line with the constitution. But
if they don't?
Sorry?
But if they don't?
They did, by the way.
So far they have, but have things changed?
The thing changed because we are close to the disaster, actually. Yeah. So we need to let's say, save what we can save, and to save the nation and the country and even the people. So that's why actually we need to consider all the actions in order to come up with an actions, let's say, replying to the people requests.
When do you think would be the right time to hold elections?
Actually, it's too early, let's say, because first of all, we have to make some preliminary actions. For that, we need to sit down with all the powers, the civil power, the opposition, all the parties, political parties, and start to build something new, something brand new, in opposite of what have been done up to date. But for that, of course, we need to put in place some action plan who once again fulfill all the requirements and the people requirements.
And it is something very positive to note, isn't it? Is that these protests have been entirely peaceful, no bloodshed at all. Week after week, we've seen people, largely young people, turning out on the streets. Compared to other countries in the region, where we've seen these protest movements go terribly wrong, that is something that's really positive about Algeria, isn't it?
For sure, because actually since 6 weeks, the Algerian people has demonstrated that he's at the highest level of the let's say, the republic rules. So let's say take the actions in the streets, but taking care about the saving the country and taking care about the rules, the nation rules. So I think that this was their own power, the real power that they had at that time in order to mobilize and more than that to fulfill their own requirements and goals.
What do you think about the comments or the view that you've been getting from the French government throughout this protest movement?
Actually, it's a diplomatic interfaces, but we need to clarify some points. The Algerian problem is an internal problem. So we need to solve this problem internally, and I think even for the people, they have shown that they don't want any interfaces with the foreign countries and the French in particular. So that's why I think that let the people and the powers, internal powers, do by themselves the action plan and come up with an issue.
But overall, today for you is a good day as an Algerian.
For sure, but it's a partial victory, let's say. Let's see what the future will give us as a reply and actions.
All right, thank you very much indeed, Badis.
Thank you.
Thank you for talking to us. Well, let's take a look now at those mass protests in Algeria, which over the past few weeks have seen tens of thousands of people out on the streets of Algeria's cities, and which have led to tonight the Algerian president stepping down.
February